Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do something I haven't done in a while, but I want to do a good old purchaser pass. Will I buy it? Talk about the new releases, and then also talk about stuff that maybe I've already picked up, maybe I got in PR, or see what you guys want to see in trying new makeup videos to come. So this is just a chill talking about new makeup releases, and I'm going to give it to you straight as I always do. Sometimes I can be a little blunt, but I think you guys like that. So I will link everything that I mentioned today down below, but if you're interested in knowing my thoughts on the new makeup releases, then let's go ahead and begin. So I want to start off with some exciting news that was announced, and that is that Jackie Aina's brand, Forever Mood, is now available at Sephora. I did not see this coming, but I'm thrilled. I think it's just going to be so much more accessible for people that don't want to order on her website or pay shipping costs to try one candle or be able to smell them in store. So for me, I have purchased pretty much from every collection from Forever Mood. Once you go Forever Mood, you will not go back. I can tell you that. When I originally heard about this brand, I honestly was like, I'm not going to pay $30 for a candle. I can get my Bath & Body Works candles. These are a different breed, okay? So the Bath & Body Works candles do not burn as long and do not smell as strong as these. These burn forever, and they make your entire house smell incredible. I have gotten so many compliments when people come over and I'm burning one of these, so much so that I had to buy candles for my family because people could not get over my entire house smelling so good from one candle. They're very heavy and weighted. They just feel luxe, so you're definitely paying for the packaging, but also the scent being so strong, so it has a high throw, and also just the burn time. These burn forever. It's just such a good candle formulation. I really never thought that, you know, candles would be special, and I always kind of rolled my eyes at luxury candles, but since trying these, I'm hooked, and I bought, like I said, almost every candle she's ever come out with. It looks like they're starting out with her base 4 candles. Now this was one of them. So she came out first with 4 different candle scents, and they were like spring light scents. This is my favorite one, which is called Left on Red. I actually ordered another one just because it's accessible now. I don't want to go on the website, pay for shipping, wait for shipping, and now I can just throw it in my Sephora cart, and it's just so much easier. I'm so excited to see this in Sephora. If you get a chance, you can go in and smell some of these. She has one called Hey Big Head, which is so delicious. It's like coffee and caramel and just yumminess. That's the one I got the most compliments on, but she only has it at Sephora in the mini set. So you get all 4 of, like, I would say more of the fall cozy scent. So if you want to try that, definitely go in store and smell it. So Hey Big Head might be my favorite ever, but from the core line, this one and Caked Up. So I will link them all down below, but huge congrats to Jackie. And I think this is honestly a good move because these are so high quality. They really are luxe candles, and I just think it's going to be really nice that they're more accessible to everybody. So next we have an exciting new collection from Cosmetics, and I actually have the products here, so I'm going to show you. I'm wearing one of them as well. This is called the So Soft collection. It includes 6 soft neutral to vibrant blushes and 4 bronzing and contour shades. So these will be available July 22nd. They are $30 a piece, and I wanted to show you the cards here. So we have 4 shades of bronze and contour, and then we have the blushes, 6 shades here. So I'm wearing one of the blushes right now. I can tell you my initial thoughts, but I wanted to swatch them for you too. Quickly wanted to show you the packaging is white for the sculpting sticks, and it rolls up at the top, and there's the product. There is no brush, which I appreciate just because I never use them. So here are the swatches of the bronze and contour sticks. It's interesting because when you look at them in the actual component, at first they look a little bit dry, almost like they're going to tug, but the second that you touch it to your skin, it glides effortlessly. It's very creamy, very pigmented, and I think this is pretty inclusive in terms of the shade range for only having 4 shades, because you have the warm light medium, and then you have the cool light medium, and then you've got the warm, you know, deep dark rich shade, and you've got the cool deep dark rich shade. But I think this is how you do an inclusive range, even if you can only do a few shades. So I want to tell you the shade names just in case you're interested. So this one is Summer. This is probably going to be the one that I would use the most. Terra, and then you have Nomadic, and then you have Pangea, which is the deepest shade. So next, let's go on to the blushes. Now, in terms of the packaging on the blushes, it's the exact same as the bronze and contour sticks, but the blushes have a light pink packaging, but they have the same, you know, component, no brush. So here are 3 of the lightest shades. So I want to tell you the actual shade names here. We have Baby, which is really like a cool toned bright pink. In the middle, we have Pearl Tea, and then we have Lychee over here, which is more of a coral pink. And then for the deeper shades, you can see these are much more rich in tone. Again, very inclusive because there's 3 lighter shades and then you have 3 richer shades. So this one is Passion, then you have Venetian Rose, and then you have Bitten right here. So I can tell you I'm actually wearing the craziest shade in the bunch, which is called Passion, and these applied beautifully. I had no issues. I used my Stands Out sponge, just like I did in my last video if you didn't see it. I basically just wiped it on my hand like this and took my sponge and sort of patted off of there and then built up the color, and it really is not, I mean, look how crazy it looks here. It built up beautifully. It's not an overly dewy formula, but it's not dry matte either. When I feel it, it's just very, very light. I mean, I can feel there's a very, very minimal cream, but it's not as dewy as like the Tower 28 by any means. It blended effortlessly. So beautiful. I think the shade range is gorgeous, and I had no problems using it. You know what? I'm gonna add a little bit more. So here's the sponge that I used, but I'm gonna take that shade Passion and just dot my sponge on a couple times and then just pat on the back of my hand and add a little bit more. I feel like you can never have too much blush, so, you know. But you can see it just really gives you that burnt look. I feel like this shade would work beautifully on any skin tone, to be honest. And I really wanted to go for the punchiest color because that's just my vibe. And it just blends beautifully. It's gorgeous. I feel like people will be afraid of shades like this, but they really are my favorites. They just give you that, I don't know, warm, burnt look. These were super easy to use, so my first impression on this is great, but of course, I will be trying new makeup and applying different colors, trying out the bronzing and contour sticks as well, but I will link these down below. I would have probably purchased a couple of these if they weren't sent to me. Next up, it looks like there's a new product coming from Olaplex. I love Olaplex, so this is interesting. This is the 4-in-1 Moisture Mask. It says adds intense moisture while providing shine and body to treat damaged hair. It has ceramides, oils, and amino acids to address dryness in the most severe cases. Apply 1 to 3 pumps to freshly washed hair. Work into ends by detangling, comb through, and let process for 10 minutes. The one thing I will say about this is I love Olaplex, but all their products are so tiny. I just feel like they're so expensive. They do work well. I would say, like I have one right here. This is the number 6 Bond Smoother. Stuff like this is fine, but when you're trying to like condition your hair and you have long hair, I feel like they really need to get bigger sizes, but it looks like this one is. It's 12.5 ounces, and most of their conditioning treatments are very small, like 3 ounces, 5 ounces. So it looks like you're getting a good size here. I don't see a price, but because I have blonde hair and I bleach it, excuse me, sir, do not call me. But because I have blonde hair and I bleach it, this is something I probably would use. I really don't have damaged hair, but I love Olaplex so much, and to keep my hair healthy, it wouldn't be a bad idea to use something like this once a week to really moisturize my hair. So if I'm being honest with myself, yeah, I probably will add it to cart. So it also looks like we have a new eyeshadow palette coming from Goss Cosmetics. This is the Luxury Eye Palette in Pearl, a romantic eye palette by Goss Cosmetics. I'm not sure the price. I want to say they're around $60. It's going to be coming soon to Beautylish. And while I'm looking at it, I think it's a really beautiful color story. I think a lot of people will enjoy it because it's very neutral, very light, nude, bronzy tones. I have not found anything from Goss's collection that I loved, and I've tried the glosses, the lip liner, the lipstick, and the blush duos. So kind of like backed off a little bit because I'm like, like nothing was really wowing me. Nothing was terrible, but for the price point, I didn't find any favorites out of those 4 products. Just very expensive. So I really have kind of taken a step back and just haven't purchased. And honestly, an eyeshadow palette probably wouldn't be what I would purchase. It's a 6-pan palette, very expensive. And I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I love, and it's just not really giving it to me, if you know what I mean. I will say I think it's beautiful, but I'm just not going to spend 60 bucks when I have literally 100 palettes in my collection right now. It's just not something that's pulling me in so much that I feel like I need it, but it does look like a pretty palette. So another product that's available now that I've been kind of going back and forth with, but I haven't decided yet, these are the new Dior Forever Couture Luminizers. So these are basically highlighters. There is 6 different shades and they are $48 each. I have seen a couple people use them in videos and they look absolutely stunning. I am a little bit hesitant just because I honestly have so many highlighters and I reach for the same like 5. I go for just like basic highlighters. I love the Dior Backstage highlighting palette. Like I still use that all the time. Today I used a NARS highlighter. I really stick to the gold champagne, like the ABH Amrezy, the Natasha Denona, the Nabla. And I'm just like, honestly, do I really want to spend $50 for something that looks identical on my skin? I just don't know if it's like pulling me in enough to want to spend that money. I do think it's beautiful, but I think I'm probably going to pass just because I have so many highlighters that it's like, do I need to pay $50 really for this? Probably not. So next it looks like Physicians Formula is expanding their butter bronzer range, and they're coming out with 4 different bronzers, but they're like cookies and donuts, very bakery-esque. So we have butter cookie bronzer, butter cake bronzer, butter donut, and butter coffee. $12.99 each, available now. So I feel like everybody's going crazy over these just because they're cute. I have to say, disappointed in the shade range here, and Physicians Formula stays disappointing in the shade range in terms of their bronzers. I have a bronzer from them that I really love, which is the matte bronzer, and it's like in 2 shades. And it's like, why could they not make 2 of these 4 super deep? It's not that difficult. I'm not understanding or comprehending. Same thing like that I was talking about with the Cosmetics. If you're only available or only able to do 4 shades, then do 2 lighter and 2 deeper. They all look quite light. Like when I'm looking at them, they all look really light. I would say the deepest one looks like butter coffee, but it still looks really light. So I don't know. I might pick up one of these just to try. If I were to pick up one, I would say the cookie looks really cute and, you know, the donut. But again, it looks cute because it'll fit my skin tone, and a lot of people won't be able to use it, which I think is kind of shitty. So they need to definitely do better. If they're going to come out with 4 new, you know, bronzers, they need to be inclusive with that. So while we're on the subject of brands behaving badly, let's just go there with Hourglass. So Hourglass decided to come out with these customizable vegan eyeshadow palettes. They have 40 different shades, 4 finishes, designed to be used with a Curator refillable palette. So they have matte, satin, metallic, and shimmer finishes. Most of them look very neutral, which is not surprising for Hourglass. What's surprising is the price point, okay? I have been known to spend a pretty penny on makeup, okay? I wouldn't say I'm a luxury YouTuber, but I love drugstore, I love luxury, I love kind of mid-range or high-end, if you will. And these prices are absolutely fucking insane, okay? So when you see this, you're like, oh, okay, you can get the palette and the palette pricing for the little tin palette that, to be honest, looks very cheap. It actually is reasonable and cheap. So I thought like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. But then you get to the price of the actual eyeshadows, and they're gonna charge you $29 for one single shadow. Are you okay, truly, in this market with so many amazing formulas, whether it be indie, whether it be ColourPop, whether it be e.l.f., whether it be Natasha Denona, come out with eyeshadows and you really think that people are going to pay $29 for one pan, and then you keep adding to it, right? So you're like, oh, well, maybe there's like a bundle deal. Like if I get 3 pans, you know, it'll be like $50 for 3 pans, you know, because they want you to curate your palette, and the more you buy, the less it is. 3 pans is going to cost you $99. So $100 for 3 pans. You can get an e.l.f. bite size for $3. 3 pans. $3. You can get a mini Natasha Denona 5-pan palette for $25, and her formula is incredible. But then it gets better. The 5-pan custom palette, so 5 shadows and the little cheapo tin thing, is $161. I have no words other than you've lost your damn mind, okay? No eyeshadow is gonna get me that excited, but you're gonna tell me that Hourglass thinks that I'm gonna spend $161 on 5 eyeshadows. In what fucking universe? Not in mine. So I just think it's honestly insulting because they're not known for their eyeshadows, first of all. Second of all, the packaging looks cheap, and especially from reviews that I've seen, it is cheap. And third of all, I just think that them coming out the gate with this price is absolutely crazy. All of a sudden, they decided they want to be luxury. I mean, they want to be more expensive than Christian Louboutin and Valentino. If you want to buy it and you're like, I got money to blow, baby, and you really want to do it, like, that's totally on you. But for me, it's going to be a hard no. Also, they still aren't, you know, listening and being inclusive in terms of like, can we please get some deeper bronzing shades? And, you know, it's just kind of like Hourglass used to be such a, you know, beloved brand, and now I'm just kind of like I really am over them lately, and this just kind of like added the little sprinkle on top where I'm like, no, I'm not interested in these, and really not interested in your brand right now. So moving on to happier times, let's talk about Natasha Denona. I love her brand. I have a ton of her products, and I am on PR, so this may be coming, but she has a new liquid eyeliner. This is called the Macro Blade by Natasha Denona, an ultra creamy, long-wearing liquid eyeliner with an immediate and rich jet black, color payoff $26, and it is available now. So I will say it looks like it's a felt tip, which is not my favorite. I tend to prefer a brush tip. It just works better for me. Lately, I've been wearing the KVD tattoo liner. I have it in Mad Max Brown. I also have it in black, or Trooper is the name, and it just works the best for me. So if this is a felt tip, I might struggle with it a little bit just because I feel like they sort of skip and tug, but I think it's a good release for her brand just because she does a lot of eyeshadow palettes and the same thing over and over. So it's kind of nice to see something a little bit different. So if I get it in PR, I will definitely try it. If I wasn't going to get it, I probably would not purchase it. So let's talk about something I did purchase, and you guys actually talked me into it. I did a questions on my Instagram asking if you wanted, or what you wanted to see me review, and a lot of you said this, which actually shocked me. So we have the relaunch of Kylie Cosmetics. It says everything is clean, vegan, and ready to go global. Got the Kylie Matte Lip. They've got the High Gloss Gel Liner, lip blushes, highlighter, bronzers, blushes. So it's available now, and it's all reformulated. I wasn't going to pick up anything from this. I have tried the bronzers, I've tried the blushes, I think I've tried everything, the original highlighters. The favorite for me really was like the lip liners, and I liked the blushes. Her liquid lipsticks I used to really like, but anymore I don't wear liquid lipsticks as much. So I wasn't gonna get anything from here, but you guys really seem to want to see it. Like, I was shocked at how many of you were like super excited. So I did buy a matte lip kit. I also bought a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer. So that's on the way to me, and I'll be doing a review on it. Honestly, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't have a YouTube channel, but if you guys want to see something, like, I'm always down if there's like a demand. So I'll try it out, and hopefully I can actually see a difference. Like, is the packaging nicer? Are the formulas nicer? Or is it just kind of the same thing repackaged? So hopefully it's going to be an elevated experience, but we will see when I use it in a trying new makeup. So next up, we have a new product coming from Melt Cosmetics. A lot of you guys were asking me to review it, but this is the Melt Sex Foils. Includes 7 different shades, and this is basically like a liquid illuminizer. So I feel like you can use it on your chest or your face. It says a highlighter that drenches your skin with an emulsion of liquid pearl pigments to illuminate, hydrate, and add radiant dimension. So 7 different shades, $39 each. The thing is, I don't know if I would get a ton of use out of this because I have the new Jaclyn ones, and I just have so many liquid illuminizers, and I typically don't use them except for on my chest. But You guys asked me to review it, so I might pick up just one. I feel like it's a little steep, you know, $39, a little expensive. I mean, I'm assuming if it's on your body, you know, it might be a bigger component. I'm trying to see if I can see like how big they are. It looks like a really nice shade range and different tones. I'm kind of thinking about Stargazer, which is a peachy tone, but it just depends if I plan to use it on my face or my body. So I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about it. It's not something I really want, but if you guys want me to review it, I'll grab it. Another thing I got a lot of requests to review is the new summer collection from Huda Beauty. So it looks like we have a bunch of new products and they're available now, I believe. So we have the Yo Glow Honey Flower Enzyme Scrub for $21. We have the Nymph Glaze Skin Glowing Perfector, $35. And then we also have the Nymph Body Drip Shimmering Dry Oil, $49. Nymph Kiss Glow Blush, $39. Nymph All Over Body Glow, $55. It's back. Wait a minute. There's like way too much going on here. Okay. It really looks like in the photo, you've got a body oil, you've got these like liquid highlighters, and you've got some blushes and like this like glowy highlight thing. So I usually get PR from Huda Beauty, which is why I haven't purchased it myself yet, because typically I get all of her new launches. And if and when I do, I will review it for you guys. If I didn't get it, then I might pick up one of the liquid illuminizers and maybe like one of the blushes to try out. I probably wouldn't get the dry body oil just because, again, I have so much stuff for my body. Like, I just can't keep up, but I think it looks like a nice, pretty launch. I'm interested to try the liquid or the balmy like luminizer thing. I think it would probably be more for your body, but I wonder if you could sort of tap it on your cheekbones. So I'm interested to try it, but I'm just waiting on the PR. And then if I don't get it, I'll grab a couple products to review for you guys. Also wanted to touch on the new ABH collection. So this is the new Summer Cream collection from Anastasia Beverly Hills. We have cream bronzer, 7 shades in an innovative formula that blends down matte but not powdery. Stick highlighter, 6 shades in a glowing, ultra smooth but never sticky or waxy formula that can be worn all over. Stick blushes, 5 shades in a second skin formula that applies creamy and sets matte, never waxy or sticky. So these are available now. I already picked up one of each. You guys wanted me to review this again. I got a lot of requests for this. If you guys hadn't requested it, I probably would have got maybe one of the blushes just because I love cream blushes. But I am trying more, I guess, cream bronzers. And again, good shade range on this. It feels very inclusive, which I was happy to see. So I will be trying those in a trying new makeup to come. But what do you guys think? Did you pick up anything from that? I have to say, Anastasia Beverly Hills has not been on my radar just because they just kept releasing like the same palette over and over and over. But this actually caught my attention. Next up from Bite Beauty, we have the Power Move Hydrating Soft Matte Lipstick. It says creamy, non-drying lipstick made with tapioca pearls mixed with fatty acid waxes with a velvety matte finish, fade-resistant formula. $28 each, available now. I was looking at the shades and there wasn't really any that were standing out to me, and it could just be the swatches. I have to say the only thing that sucks is $28 is pretty pricey for something that's going to expire pretty fast just because they are a clean beauty brand. So I don't know. I'm kind of like, looking at the lip swatches, nothing was really pulling me in. And recently I've fallen in love with the new Melt Cosmetics matte lipsticks, and I bought I think like 4 shades of that. So I'm kind of like, do I really want to buy the Bite Beauty? I really don't, to be honest. But if you guys really want to see it, I could grab one, but I just feel like it's expensive for something that's going to expire. Okay, we have an interesting product that I might test out and pick up. This is new from Flower Beauty, and this is available now, the Jet Set Invisible Powder Spray. It says a revolutionary setting powder that blurs away imperfections and sets your makeup for a silky smooth finish. Just spray and go, which I'm like, this is $14, available now. Here's the thing. Spray and go. How do I spray it and not get it on my eye makeup or my lips or my hair? That's kind of the questions. I have questions, Flower Beauty, okay? So I'm interested to try it. Do I think it might be a little gimmicky? Probably, just because anytime you're spraying something on, it's like spray highlighters. You can try to spray them in one area and then they just get all over the place. I do think it's intriguing, and I wonder if you maybe sprayed it on a sponge and then kind of pressed into your skin, would that work? But let me know if you want me to review that and maybe I'll pick it up. So next I want to touch on this new set of brushes from Sonia G. These are available now from Beautylish. This is the Lotus set. Includes 6 brushes. The handle features a stunning gradient design that transitions from deep purple to pure white. So it says 1 brush is unchanged except for the handle, which is the Worker 2. And then there's 3 new brushes, the base, the detail, and the soft definer. And then 2 bestsellers from the permanent collection, but redesigned to fit this set, which is the Cheek and the Builder. So spoiler alert, I bought this. I have purchased a handful of Sonia G brushes and I really have not been let down. I think her brushes are phenomenal. They're my favorite like high-end brand. I would say Sonia G and BK Beauty. The difference is BK Beauty is more affordable, but also they're synthetic. Sonia G are more natural hair brushes, so they just behave differently. But I really feel like her brushes are top of the line. They're very expensive, but they behave in a very luxurious way. They blend beautifully. They're just easy to use. They don't fall apart. They're just super high quality. So I picked up this set. It is limited edition. It's $215, which don't remind me, okay? Don't tell Ian. He's gonna be like, you're crazy. I mean, honestly, Ian, listen, I run the house, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, if he knew I spent $215 on 5 or 6 brushes, he'd be like, are you doing all right? So I ended up buying it because I do have a lot of Sonia G brushes that are top drawer, and I really wanted to try out this set. I thought it looked beautiful, and I also bought another set. So am I feeling all right? I don't know. So I bought another set. It was like a bundle. I forget what it was called, but I'll link it down below. It's like this Lotus set with another set that I had missed before that came back in stock. That's the one thing about Sonia G brushes is if you want them, you need to get them because they literally are out of stock all the time. That's the only frustrating thing is when you find one that you love and you maybe want to buy a backup, you can never get it. But I did pick that up, so I will definitely be using it in a video to come and giving you my thoughts. We also have a product from Charlotte Tilbury, which I'm kind of eyeing, but I want to see if anybody's tried it. So this is something that is back, which I'm like, was it ever here? I don't know. This is the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. Radiant Emollient Rich Lip and Cheek Glow Creams deliver the look of just kissed, fresh, semi-sheer color to the lips and cheeks. $40 in 2 shades. So it looks like we have a warm rosebud pink and then a blushing berry pink. They look really beautiful on the models, but I mean, honestly, everything that Charlotte Tilbury does on her models looks absolutely incredible. And I feel like a lot of times it's very similar to like Pat McGrath or Danessa Myricks. It looks incredible, and then when you get the product and put it on, you're like, what? It's like when you look at a Victoria's Secret ad and you're like, you see a girl in bra and panties and you're like, oh my God, she looks so good. I'm gonna look so good. And then you put it on and you're like, wait a minute, why do I not look like this 6-foot model that is a 00? Like, I'm not understanding. So I feel like everything that she puts on her models, like she could put shit on her models and I'd be like, it looks great. So is it really going to be something that's going to wow me? Because $40, I mean, I have my Melt blushes, I have those new Cosmetics, I have, you know, my Say Beauty. There's so many cream blushes I love, and I'm looking at these 2 shades and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty. Like the models look absolutely freaking gorgeous, but is it anything that I really need? Probably not. So if you've tried it, let me know in the comments, did it change your life? Because if not, I'll probably pass on it. So next up, Benefit just continues to do Benefit. This is available now. This is the Hoola Contourist Bronze and Contour Palette. So in here you get Hoola, Light Hoola, Hoola Caramel, and Hoola Toasted. It's $32 limited edition. So I feel like if you've never tried the Hoola and you want to try it, I think it's a good palette for maybe like a makeup artist or somebody that really wants to try all the different, you know, Hoolas. I mean, they've been around for so long, and I really like Hoola Caramel and Hoola Original. If I say Hoola one more time, I literally will like scream because I'm just like driving myself crazy. It's like NARS with Orgasm. Like, can we do something else? You know, like, can we do something different than the same thing over and over? So like, I think it's cute, but I don't think anybody's like going nuts excited about it. And because I already have, you know, other palettes, I'm gonna have 87 palettes with that bronzer in it, I'm gonna pass on it. So we also have another cream or liquid bronzer that was announced today. This is from Glossier. This is the new Solar Paint Luminous Bronzer Cream, a weightless bronzer designed to capture the warm glow you get from spending a day in the sunshine. So there are 4 different shades, $20 each, and it actually has like a doe foot. So the one thing I couldn't tell was how deep these go, because they're in a packaging and they have sort of like the color on the cap, but it doesn't really show you how deep they are because there's no swatches on the Trend Mood page as of right now. The models, I mean, they have some deep skin models on there, so maybe it is inclusive, but I felt like just looking from the photos, it looks like maybe it's not. So I'm waiting to see more close-ups of it. The one thing I thought that was interesting is this is luminous, and the only other brand I think that's done luminous that I can think of is Tower 28. It's kind of unique in the industry because most of the cream bronzers are matte. They don't have any like luminosity or glow, and this one is luminous. So I did pick up one of them to try because I figured you guys would want to see it, and I am interested because it's luminous. I think I got the lightest warm shade, so I'll be testing it and trying new makeup, but I want to see more swatches of it because like some of them even look like blushes. They almost look like the Bare Minerals bronzers. They have like coppery tones. It's almost like that. Like some of them look like copper, bronzy, a little bit even like red bronze. So we'll have to see. I was curious, so I picked one of those up. A few more things to talk about before we end this video, but this was something I wanted to mention that wasn't on Trend Mood, but I actually picked up a couple. These are the new blush singles from Scott Barnes. So they're $30 each, which is a little bit steep. I have to say his packaging really doesn't wow me. I want to compare it to his palette though, just because I feel like if you want to try out his formula, you might want to get the palette. So these are $30 each, but let me look at the palette. Yeah, the palette, you get 8 shades in there and it's $58. So I probably would go for the palette if you've never tried his blushes. And my dumbass literally ordered one of the blushes I already had. I'm like, what? I was drawn to it and then I looked in the palette and I'm like, no, I didn't know that there was going to be repeats. So definitely check if you do have the palette so you don't do what I did. But I picked up Mango Fizz, which is the one that's in the palette. It just looked like such a beautiful warm orange, just unique blush to my collection. So this is what it swatches like. And then I also picked up Ultra Pink, and this was one that wasn't in the palette. So I'm glad at least 1 for 2 that I didn't buy 2 of the same. But I watched some of his promo photos and this looks like a really cool toned baby pink, almost leaning purple. So I wanted to test these out in an upcoming video. If you've been wanting to maybe like try out his blush formula, I will link them down below. So also just announced, available now, this is the new Legit Lashes Waterproof Top Coat from Huda Beauty. It says powered by a unique jelly-like formula and an uber precise wand, features a unique polymer complex that gives lightweight, comfortable, and flexible hold that won't weigh down or distort your lashes, making eyelashes waterproof, tear-proof, sweat-proof, and smudge-proof. This formula works by harnessing film formers and resins to coat each lash. Interesting. It's available at Cult Beauty right now. Price is 16 euros, I believe, so I'm assuming it will be coming to Sephora, but it does look interesting. I've definitely heard that waterproof mascaras hold the curl better. I don't personally wear waterproof because I don't have issues with smudging, and also I don't want to have a hard time getting it off. I would maybe if I was like going to the beach or something, but this is interesting. I want to see some reviews on this and see if it really does make your lashes super curled. I don't know. I'd be curious to try this, so I'll keep my eye on this one. We also have some new products that were just announced today. They're available now from e.l.f. Cosmetics. So we have the Bite Size Balm, $4, a mini moisturizing lip balm that gives you smoother, softer lips and a sheer tint of color, mint, coconut, berry, and watermelon. And then also the Bite Size Brow, $3, a mini brow quad featuring ultra pigmented waxes and powders to shape, define, and groom your brows. I am set on my brows. I'm just very finicky with my brows and I like to use what I like to use. So I probably probably would pass on that. I have so many lip balms that I love, like the Too Faced one, the Lawless Gloss. So I'm pretty much set on lip balms as well, but I do think it's a cute release. And I think if you use powders and waxes, the wax is sort of like a pomade because it looks like each one has a clear wax and then a tinted. So I almost wonder if it's sort of like a pomade. That might be nice to be able to, you know, do your brows with the pomade and then start with the powder. So I think it's cute, good price point. The range looks nice in terms of the colors they have, but just not products that I personally would use. And then let's finish off with a skincare product. This is brand new from Tatcha, the Indigo Overnight Repair. 2-in-1 serum and cream. Visibly calms irritation, strengthens skin barrier, and balances the microbiome. Maximizes the skin's renewal process for a soothing evening ritual. More potent than a cream and more nourishing than a serum. The result is a softer, calmed complexion with smoother, more even skin. $88, and it says all of the ingredients. It's going to be available August 1st. So I actually got this, which I was like kind of shocked. I've gotten some Tatcha PR and then sometimes they skip me. I'm interested to try this maybe on the dry parts of my face. I'm very wary of slathering a ton of moisturizers or like night moisturizers on my skin before bed because I do get hormonal acne and that scares me, especially like my chin area. So I might give this a try just like on my forehead maybe and see if it helps with how I've been feeling dry, maybe even a little bit just like around my eye area. If that's safe, I'll have to look into it. Tatcha has some really nice products, like their dewy skin cream is amazing. It just feels amazing. And I feel like this might be a similar option. When it says overnight repair, it's really going to be thick and hydrating. So I'm curious to give this a try. People generally love the Tatcha creams, especially in this sort of packaging. So it might become a hit. Okay guys, so I think that's everything for this purchase or pass or will I buy it. I will link all the products in my description box if you want to check anything out, as well as the makeup I'm wearing right now. What are your thoughts on these new releases? What are you thinking about Hourglass? I would love to know. Am I alone or are we all feeling the same kind of like what is happening? Also, let me know what you want me to use in my videos to come. Which products do you want to see me review the most? Definitely helps me out so I can kind of gauge your interest and what I need to pick up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more of these, let me know. If you're new here, I hope to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.